Hey y'all, what's up? It's Meg and welcome back. And in today's video, I have another fragrance review. Surprisingly, I didn't expect to have one so soon, but I mean, this one I could not pass up because I actually had a viewer comment on one of my other fragrance videos that there is a dupe for one of my favorite Labo fragrances, which is Thai Matcha. And I was like, there's a dupe for Thai Matcha, but we're going to be reviewing Alexandria Fragrances Morning Matcha. As I mentioned, this is supposed to be a dupe of Le Labo's Thai Matcha 26, which surprisingly, I still have the sample because I was about to start using this up, you guys, because I'm like, nobody is ever going to make a dupe of it because it's not one of, let me not say it's not one of their popular, I have no idea, but you really don't hear many people speak of it, but I absolutely love it. So today we're going to compare the two and I will let you know if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So if that sounds interesting to you, then of course keep it right here. All right, so let's get started. So as I mentioned, Morgan Mallory did put me onto this brand. I had no idea that Alexandria Fragrances even existed, but now that I know, I am definitely intrigued and I am going to check out more of their fragrances because they have a way bigger selection of different fragrances, whether it be designer, niche, you name it. When she commented that, I was like, that's interesting. I've never heard of it. And as soon as I saw it, I didn't buy right away. I'm not going to lie, because I was kind of thinking about it because I was like, do I need another perfume right now? And a few days later, I was like, yes, let's get it. So that's when I decided to just get this bottle. And luckily it was, I believe I got this around Black Friday. She commented that a couple months ago, but I sat on it for a while, decided to get it, and this was at a discount, and this is, I believe, the 30 ml bottle, so this is 1 ounce. And I do like that Alexandria Fragrances, they give you a wider variety of sizes, so if you want just something small like this, something easy to travel with, you do have that option. And I believe they go up to like really big bottles. Highly suggest you guys check them out. As I'm gonna start doing in all of my fragrance videos, it's something I should have been doing all along. I feel like I do kind of allude to the fact that you should do this, but just to make it clear, like whether I rave about a fragrance or I absolutely hate it or just think it's average, it's okay. This is just my opinion, you guys. Like everybody has their own taste and have their things that they like and they love. What I love, you may absolutely hate, and vice versa. So I always suggest, if there's a way, always try to test out any fragrance that I may talk about. I'm just the type of person that doesn't mind blind buying something. I typically like all types of fragrances, so there's not a whole bunch of them that I just absolutely can't stand. Like all my blind purchases, I've always loved. But that's just me personally. I know some people may be picky in their fragrances. Always just try it out, because I would hate for somebody to go out and buy something because I rave about it and I say how much I love it. So I just always want to put that out there. Try these out first. I was going to say, regardless or not, do not blind buy this, because this is a fragrance, whether it be Alexandria or the Thai Matcha. I only have a sample, LOL. But yeah, this is definitely not a blind buy because this is for a certain person. If you're a fragrance lover, you may like it, but this is to me, it smells very earthy, and this is not something that everybody is going to like because it's a very unique scent. I'm sorry that I'm going off on a long disclaimer about it, but I just want to emphasize that please just check out anything that I may talk about, because you may absolutely hate it and think I was overhyping it. So yeah, and I do not want you to spend your hard-earned money on something that you don't like and there's nothing that you can do with the purchase. But anyway, let's get to the comparison. Okay, now I have had this for a minute. Like I said, I got this during Black Friday, but just taking the cap off of the bottle, it smells so good. You could smell it from so far away. Oh, and before I forget, because I will, whenever you receive your package, you do get it packaged in this lovely little pouch, which I thought was really cute. And I didn't have any leaks or anything, so that's really, really good. It doesn't come in like a box in the pouch. It just comes wrapped up in the pouch. I was really impressed with how they packaged it. It was wrapped in bubble wrap, the entire thing, and then you also had the fragrance, which was wrapped inside of this, so it was very protected and it was secure. Like I said, no leaks, and I really like the packaging as well. But what is really cool is that they give you a little sample, which I've never gotten with any of the dupe companies before. And it's a nice size sample in my opinion. This sample that I was given is called Drooling in Love. And when I went to the website, I think it's supposed to be a dupe of one of the Killian fragrances. It's not one of the popular ones, I don't believe. It's one of like their more under the radar ones, but it smells really good. I really, really like this. They put me onto a fragrance that I might actually go check out. So it's really cool that they do this. You could discover something you would have probably never would have checked out otherwise. My overall first impressions, just like with the shipping and everything, it's an A+ for me. Just wanted to give you guys that little bit of information just so you know what to expect. Now, getting back to Morning Matcha, as I mentioned, it's a very strong fragrance. Just taking the cap off, and I do like that it has like this wood grain type of a cap. It doesn't feel too flimsy, like I can't bend it, but I mean that's not super important. Before I forget to mention, this is also an extrait de parfum. I never know if I'm pronouncing extrait correctly. I couldn't find like any definitive pronunciation on it, but correct me down below if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, because I am a stickler about trying to pronounce everything correctly. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the notes before I take a little spritz on camera with you guys. Okay, so I'm on the Alexandria fragrances website. It doesn't list them out like list-wise, the actual notes, but it gives a touch of sweet fig, bitter orange. I'm assuming it does have matcha in it. And it also has vetiver and woody cedar. And per the website, it says this fragrance would be best described as clean, bubbly, green, and inviting. Zen into this amazing scent and breathe in and breathe out. And I would kind of agree with that. It does have like a cleanish type scent to it. And it does feel like it's very zen. I feel like I would smell something like this in a spa or something. It does smell like it would be green, which I mean, essentially that's what matcha is, right? A green, earthy type of a tea. I would say, just reading that, I would say that that's pretty true. Let's go ahead and give this a spritz finally. I know I've been jibber jabbering. All right, so I'm gonna spray. Probably should have just sprayed once, but yeah, you guys, I could smell this on the initial spray, and in the opening, you immediately smell that bitter orange. I would say that the orange comes through right at the top, like it's the very first thing that I smell, and it projects pretty far because I could smell it up here just fine. And I do feel like a lot of the dupes, it's very strong at first. Now, if you're a person that's sensitive to fragrances, keep that in mind, or to any type of a scent. As this dries on, you're gonna start to smell a lot of the other notes, and it's gonna be a really, really nice scent. But yes, you guys, it just smells really, really good. I can't stop talking about it. I love it. Okay, and I'm going to spray on my other arm the Thé Matcha sample I've been having for like a year. It's probably hard to see, but it does say Thé Matcha on it. 26. It's not the matcha 26, it's Thé Matcha. And Thé is French for tea. Just want to put that out there. I don't want to come across as a know-it-all. I'll always say that when I make suggestions. And let's go ahead and spritz the Thé Matcha. Hopefully it comes out. I did have issues with some of these samples. Okay, it comes out fine. Great. It just smells so good, you guys. Now, I do feel like also with Thé Matcha, you get a hint of that orange. But I do feel like a little bit of that vetiver is coming through as well. And I do actually feel like I smell a little bit of the matcha on the opening as well. So I do feel that the Thé Matcha 26 is complex, and I say that about every single original fragrance. Like, it just smells way more complex to me, and it's a lot smoother and understated. It stays really close to the body. It doesn't project as far as this. It's definitely not as strong as the Morning Matcha, but it just smells so refined. And so this one, I feel like, smells a little bit cleaner than Morning Matcha, so in my opinion. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, when I say close to the body, I don't think that's like a fragrance term, but what I mean is that it doesn't project very far, but just in your inner like movements, you get little whiffs of it, if that makes sense. Like, you're not gonna get, for me, I don't feel like I would get a good amount of sillage on this one. But this one, Morning Matcha, you will get some sillage, baby, because it projects very far and it is strong. But let me put this down. But now that Morning Matcha is on the dry down, well, beginning to dry down, I should say. As I mentioned, you're starting to get a little bit more of that earthiness, and it's beginning to settle down as well. You're not getting so much of that bitter orange. Citrus note from that orange, I should say, is kind of blending and meshing with all the rest of the notes. And it's really, really lovely. And I don't feel like it's as harsh either. So that's also a good sign. Because sometimes, even though you like a fragrance, there's a lot of fragrances I like, but sometimes they're just like, whoa, at the beginning, in the opening. It's settling into my skin really, really nicely. And with Morning Matcha, for it being an extrait, it is not giving like that oil, because I know some people don't like the oil that's in some of the fragrances, especially some of the dupes, even the real thing. Even for Thé Matcha 26, I feel like I see a slight bit of sheen, but it's nothing crazy like Baccarat Rouge 540. Now that's gonna have oil, the real, and at least the alt version that, of course, I've already tried and reviewed. But yeah, as I'm smelling them back and forth, I do notice some subtle differences. Like, I feel like with Thé Matcha, it's holding the complexity in each note throughout into the dry down. To me, it's smelling the exact same as when I first sprayed it. So I really like that. Morning Matcha to me is developing into something that's a lot more understated, but not in a bad way. I do feel like the intensity definitely decreases a little bit. But yeah, to me, I ultimately think they smell pretty similar. But I do think the orange is coming through a little bit more on Morning Matcha. And I also think that you're getting a lot of earthiness out of both. All in all, just a really nice fragrance. Absolutely love it. It's unique. I've never smelled anything like this before. So if you want to stand out, I would suggest trying it out to see if this is something you would go for. Oh, before I forget, let's take a look at the notes for Thé Matcha 26, because I tend to always forget to do the notes of the real fragrance. Let's see, the Labo definitely does their notes in paragraph form too, so let's see. Here we go. So it says matcha tea accord is infused with a creamy fig note grounded by soft vetiver and textural cedar woods and uplifted by enticing bitter orange. So all in all, it's pretty much the same notes. And I do feel like on the dry down, you do start to get a little bit of that woodiness as well that I don't smell in the opening of either fragrance, but on the dry down, I start to get a little bit of it. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what fig smells like, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if I get that coming across. Those are the notes, so pretty much the same thing that they put in both. But yeah, you guys, I love them both. I'm always gonna say the real one just smells better just in the dry down. But I do think that this is, in the dry down, they do smell a little bit. I know I said that they smell different, but in the dry downs now that it's been a few minutes, I feel like that they've gotten a little bit similar in the scents that they're projecting. All in all, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a thumbs up, because I think that this is a really good dupe. A lot of the reviews say that they like this better than their actual one. And I would agree, just in the fact that it projects a lot more. So I feel like I would want a little bit more projection and sillage than it smelling a little bit complex, if that makes sense. I know that might not sound good, but I want something that will last. Let's just go ahead and do the prices as well, just for people that just want kind of like a price comparison, and it's a huge difference between the two. Now for Morning Matcha, it is regular price $42.99 for the 1 ounce bottle, which, I mean, to me, I don't feel like that's really bad. But I mean, some people might kind of think that's expensive, but you have to remember these are extrait de perfumes. I know they did go out of stock of these for a little bit, maybe due to Black Friday, but looks like they're fully stocked on everything. That's the price for Morning Matcha, and I can guarantee you for Thé Matcha 26, it's probably like 3 or 4 times that. So for Labo's Thé Matcha 26, it is $215 US. So yeah, if you want to make that investment, I totally wouldn't blame you, because I love the original too. But Morning Matcha gets me where I need to be when it comes to this particular fragrance. That price is actually for the 1.7 fluid ounces, which equates to about 50 milliliters. Just wanted to put that out there just in case you're considering. I'm gonna try to link everything down below just in case you're interested. I need to start saying that more often, because some people probably don't think I link stuff, but sometimes I don't. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, I don't think nobody is gonna buy this because of me, but just because I mentioned it. But you know, since it's a dedicated video, I will try to go ahead and link it. Ultimately, I would give this a thumbs up on this fragrance. I think it's a really, really close dupe, and I don't think that you're gonna be disappointed. Like, every time I wave my arm, I get a nice little whiff of it. So yeah, you're gonna get a sillage for days on this. And I did do a sleep test, and it did wear well into the next day. I did kind of wear it out, like actually out of my house for once this time, but it wasn't for long. I just went run a quick errand, and I was able to smell it. So I mean, if that helps you out any, it's not like it was all day, but I was outside in the elements and it held up well. I don't know, have I ever worn Thé Matcha outside? I don't think so. So I really don't have a comparison to outside wear, but to me, I kind of feel like Morning Matcha lasts a little bit longer on me. So all in all, I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for something really unique to try. Of course, like I said earlier, try it at your own risk if you want to blind buy it, but I heavily suggest maybe just going to the Labo website. It is $6 for this sample if they haven't gone up. I got this like last year, so inflation, girl, they may have went up to like $7, $8 if you want. Or you could go to a Labo store. I don't know if they're like in Neiman Marcus and everything, but just find you a way to try it out before you buy, okay? Because not everybody is going to like this. I'm just telling you now. Just want to let y'all know as my people, okay? That's pretty much all I have for this review video. Please let me know if it was helpful or not. And let me know if there's any other dupe companies that I could try. I was definitely put onto this company I had no idea existed. So let me know, because I know there's probably a lot. I know of Juliana. I know somebody recommended me there, I think, for a Baccarat dupe as well. So I gotta remember to try to check them out too. But any other companies, just comment down below if there's one that you know of and that's really good. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, because that really lets me know that you're enjoying my content. And it also lets me know that if you really like fragrance videos, I'll just continue to buy. I mean, I will do it if you guys love it, because I love fragrances. I think I'm starting to get addicted to it, which I should not be, because I definitely do not go anywhere to be wearing all these fragrances, but I just love it. I wear it in the house and I enjoy it for myself. So I still think it's worth it in that regard. Another topic, but yeah, definitely give me a like and subscribe, because that helps me out a lot. And by liking and subscribing, that definitely helps me get into the YouTube algorithm, and that's how more people will discover me that don't even know that I exist. So if you do that, you'll be doing me a solid. So I appreciate you either way. And of course, thank you so much for watching as well. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye.